Shalom, shalom, giving all praise to Yahbashim Yahushai, call out Yahbashim Yahushai. I'm watching this video, and you see the title, First Court Case Against Mandatory Jabs, Attorney Interview. All right, this lady on the right is the attorney, and she's representing, this is in New Mexico. You have a mandatory jab requirement on emergency first responders. All right, so you got a union of them that's fighting back against this thing, and yeah, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's coming, and it's funny to hear their argument, because basically what she's saying is that the jab is not FDA approved. It's not FDA approved. It's like experimental. They just have emergency use. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what Biden been saying. Emergency use, and she's making the point that it's not FDA approved. So basically these jabs are being used to experiment on people. So that's why she's saying that her plaintiffs, they're not taking it because they don't want to be guinea pigs or whatnot. But she said that once it is FDA approved, then that'll be another fight for another time. But for now, by not being FDA approved, it's not right. Okay, it's not morally the right thing to do to require this thing on the people. Which at the end of the day, FDA approved, it don't matter, man. These are all devils and all wickedness being worked at the end of the day. All right, and this is the book of St. Luke, chapter 12 in the NLT version. St. Luke, chapter 12, verse 49. It says, and the title here says, Yahushua causes division. I have come to set the world on fire, and I wish it were already burning. I have a terrible baptism of suffering ahead of me, and I am under a heavy burden until it is accomplished. Do you think I have come to bring peace to the earth? No, I have come to divide people against each other. All right, and that's what the Lord is doing. He's bringing division in this place, man. All right, because you had some people, that within this situation that went ahead and took it, all right, because they were scared and they were the breadwinner and they didn't want to lose their jobs. All right, and that's what's going on now. You have within households, I'm hearing of people saying, yeah, my mama got it, my such and such got it, they got it, but I'm not getting it. And people saying, hey, yeah, they looking at me a little funny now. They treating me a certain way because the Lord is bringing division. All right, because the Lord has, certain spirits on certain people within their household to be contrary, all right, to the doings of this world, man. And this is what the Lord is doing. Verse 52, from now on, families will be split apart, 3 in favor of me and 2 against, or 2 in favor and 3 against. Okay, and Yahushua represents, he's the truth, man. He is, like he said, I am the truth, the way, and the life. So being in favor of him is being in favor of truth, integrity, all right, the righteousness, the right thing to do. All right, and the majority of the people of this world, they're not in favor of having integrity and doing what's right. They just kind of go along to get along. All right, verse 53, father will be divided against son, and son against father, mother against daughter, and daughter against mother, and mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. And we see it coming. It's going to be a lot of back and forward with this thing, regarding getting it, man. It's going to be a lot of conflict, especially amongst the tribes, man, because that's really where the opposition is going to be at, man. It's going to be amongst the tribes. And that's why Esau is trying so desperately to influence your minds to go ahead and roll up your sleeve and get dirty. This is chapter 15 in the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 4, verse 14. So this is 2nd Esdras 15, verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in the power. All right, and if this thing continues to move forward, gonna have a lot of people that are without jobs, and jobs are already becoming scarce. All right, and so people are not gonna regard the so-called authority. You know, the mayors, the governors, even police orders. 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because without this jab, you ain't gonna be able to travel. All right, your movement is gonna be restricted, very limited. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And we live in the most proud place on this earth, on the face of this earth, which is Babylon the Great. This place is full of pride. It's full of blasphemy. And that's why the Lord is going to bring great trouble upon this place. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, there's a manufactured famine going on. You got Bill Gates that just became the largest farmland owner in the United States. There's going to be a lack of bread. And then also, if you don't, produce, your proof of this whole having this jab, you ain't gonna be able to have access to the bread. You ain't gonna be able to go into these grocery stores, man. All right, and then possible inflation might be coming, so prices are gonna skyrocket. So, look for more of these type of cases, because this could actually set a precedence, depending on how it goes. And be a sedition, man, uprising. We in that time where the words are speaking. Shalom.